Modiga människor.
Modiga människor.
Modiga människor. Hej och välkomna till Modiga människor. Mitt namn är Soja Zakariasdotter. Det här är avsnitt 132. Och är den första då i en serie med ett 10-tal intervjuer som jag har varit nere i Frankrike och gjort. Jag kom hem igår. Och som sagt, de ska redigeras och de ska klippas. Och flera utav dem kommer att behöva textning. Men i det här avsnittet så kommer ni få träffa Cécile Maïchak. Och hon ligger bakom en 24 timmars maraton med 250 doktorer som talade om den svåra situation som vi har haft kring covid. Doktorton, fantastisk person, och hon har ordnat väldigt mycket i Frankrike. Men det får ni höra i intervjun. Som sagt, för att modiga människor ska kunna fortsätta så är ju kanalens existens beroende av er helt enkelt. Jag kommer att försöka komma iväg på åtminstone 2 resor till innan jul. Och för att det ska vara möjligt så behöver vi göra det här tillsammans. Så att det går bra att swisha till 123 092 36 31. Det finns ett bankgiro 378 39 33. Det finns även i texten en PayPal-länk. Och det går bra att prenumerera via Patreon. Och glöm inte att skriva gåva. Varmt tack.
Hello Zoya.
Cécile Maïchak.
Yes, Maïchak.
Yeah, and my name is Soja Zakariasdotter, and I'm here in France to see you. It's fantastic. In Nîmes.
Yes, in Nîmes, south of France. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and can you tell the Swedish audience a little about your background?
You want me to talk about the doctorton or to say who I am or where I come from?
A little of who you are and how you ended up in this situation.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I'm Belgian. I come from Belgium. I came here about 3 years ago, and just a few months before all of this started, this situation of COVID and the scandal, what I call a scandal. And so we were here for a few months when it started, and I used to work in Belgium, and I was supposed to start the same job here in France. I was a professional coach. I was supposed to start a new job here, and I couldn't do it because of the COVID and everything that happened with the COVID. And so I also have many competencies about project management, and so when I understood that something didn't work well with this COVID, I said, well, I'm gonna give all my competences to resist and to help people to resist too. And I started to make some broadcasts, little one, and one day I made one with 5 doctors. And I wanted to understand how they did resist to this situation here in France and in Belgium too, because there were also Belgian doctors in this broadcast. And I wanted to understand, I wanted them to talk about the fact that they did resist. And at a moment, one of them said, we would be stronger if we were more doctors together, resist together. And I said, well, maybe I will have an idea till the end, from now till the end of this broadcast. And this is the way that the doctorton arrived to my brain, you know. I thought of it. I said, well, maybe we could put all those doctors together and do something together. Yes.
Yeah, and the start of it was that, but it ended up with 12 million viewers and 250 doctors.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Well, some people told us that our communication was not effective enough. And sometimes we say, well, hopefully it wasn't effective enough, because we don't know how many people would have seen this Dr. if it has been effective, you see. Well, I'm just kidding, but 12 million of people, it was really much more than we thought. We never thought that would be so many people to watch it. Yes.
Yeah, and it didn't end up there, because I heard that also you did something with children.
Yes.
Yes.
So the first one, it was a broadcast of 24 hours long. 250 doctors talked during each of them 3 minutes, about 3 minutes, and then I thought that it was a kind of emergency to do something about children, because they were really suffering here in France and in Belgium too. And so I said, well, it's a kind of emergency. We must take all those testimonies about children before the government says we cannot do it anymore, because this is always the risk we take. Will we be able to do something like that again? Or because the censorship here in France is huge. And so I say, well, before they say we cannot do it no more, I must do something about children. And so we talked about children during 8 hours. And then we understood how much children suffered during this COVID period, the scandal of the COVID, yes. Yes.
But have you had any reactions? I mean, from the government, or?
Not really. You know, even with the first one, on the first Dr. of 24 hours, sorry, we didn't have real reaction, not franche. How can I say it? Not fair. You see, it was. They didn't say you cannot do it. They didn't stop it. But the week before the Dr. They announced on Facebook that the broadcast was cancelled. They said it will not happen, and so they say it. So this is funny, because of that, people wanted to know if it was cancelled or not, and so they asked questions. They tried to know, and I think it was a very good advertising. To say that it was cancelled. It was just stupid. So they did it, and then when we did the broadcast, every hour I said, well, we did 1 hour, we did 2 hours, we did 3 hours, and we went to 24 hours, and this is kind of incredible. But I know that for a broadcast that had so many people to watch it, 12 million people, it's not really seen all around the world. You see, there is censorship on it. I know it, and even more about the children, and even more about the side effects, because we did a second one of 24 hours, and the censorship is really huge on it. Really, yeah.
You've been doing a great job, really. But very recent, and after that you also had another one with side effects.
Yes. In April, we did it in April, and we had 100 people came in this broadcast to talk about side effects, doctors, but also victims and associations, and they talked about all those side effects that people say it doesn't exist. If you listen to the medias and reporters and people in the street, they will say, well, it doesn't exist. But if you ask people, and women, you find that so many of them have side effects. But that their doctors say, well, no, this is not the jab. We don't know what it is, but this is not the jab. And this is just craziness, you see. And there are so many problems, heart attacks, and women have problems with their periods, and the doctors, they just say it's not the jab. We don't know what it is, but it is not the jab. This is just craziness, really. Mm. And this is what we heard during 24 hours in April 2022.
Mm. Is there a story that you carry with you extra from that? I mean, some of the side effects must be a lot worse than others.
Yes, yes. You know, those people that have side effects are really, some of them are really traumatized, yes. Because first, they didn't think at all that they would have side effects, okay? They told them on TV, well, it's safe, it has no risk, you have no risk to do it. And so people, they were trusting, you know, they trust their doctors, and so they did it. And then some of them almost died. And they are still traumatized with that. I talked to a woman last week, and she said, my child found me on the floor. He thought I was dead, sorry. And so her child, every time he comes back from school, he's afraid to find his mother dead, on the floor, you see, every day, every single day. Mm. And so this is so hard for them to live it. And so, yes, people are really injured with this jab, and well, it's very difficult for them to talk about it, because they know that they trusted their doctor, TV, reporters, they believed the government, they trusted everybody, and at the same time they don't trust us, because they think we are conspirationist or you know, kind of crazy, because government also say that about us, and so it's very difficult for them to decide what they are going to do. Do they have to talk with us? Do they have to trust us or not? They don't know what to do with these injuries, you see? And this is very difficult for them. We understand it. Mm. Mm-hmm.
You even more recently had another one here. It's 3 days with 500 persons per day on a live stream, wasn't it? On a live. Was it live stream on the internet, or was it?
No.
Yeah.
No. We were all together in real life. You see.
Yeah.
It wasn't broadcast, or it wasn't on the internet.
It was live.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. It was the Resistance Summer University 2022, and we did it 2 weeks ago. Well, 10 days ago. It was yes. And so we had 500 people per day, and about 40 people who testified about law, about medicine, and about the psychologist approach, yes, social approach, yes, with medias and psychologists. So it was really, really interesting, and it was really emotional too. We cried a lot, really, because some testified were really hard to hear also, and it was a big moment of love too, and empathy, human. So it was really huge, really huge, and there are many projects that many projects start from this experience, very nice experience we had 10 days ago. It's still, you know, like a dream, you know. It's like a dream. We have some pictures of what happened, and all this love and this empathy, and all we need and we don't have for 2 years, more than 2 years. And so, yes, it was a great moment, a really great moment. And I did organize it. 4 doctors came to see me, and they said, we want to do something together here in France, south of France, and we would like to meet all together, to get all together, and could you please organize it? And I said, well, I do like it. I do like to organize things, so I did yes. I said yes, and I did it.
So what is your motivation behind this?
Humanity. Really, this is my big motivation to, you know, I don't talk about humanity in the sense of many people, yes? I talk about the sense of humanity. What is humanity? What I talked about before, love, empathy, solidarity. All of this is humanity to me. And what they want to do with all of us is not human. This is not humanity. And so this is what I'm fighting for, humanity. Yes.
Could you read about this in the French press?
About the dactaton?
Yeah, the dactaton and the last one. I mean, 500 people live every day. It should be on the news.
Yeah, for sure. Oh, yes, it was. It was, but they didn't say the truth about it. But they talked about it. But they said we are all facho. Yes? Facho from right, very, very right.
Course, yeah.
So we are bad people, you know. This is what they say. We are just liars, facho. They just lie about it, about us. They don't even know who we are. They never talk to us, you know. They never ask questions, nothing. And they just say, well, they are all bad people. Don't go there. Don't try to know them. You know, in the press and the government, they want people to think that we are bad people, and they do everything they can do for people to believe it. And this is a real problem because you have censorship, and when there is no censorship, there are lies about us. And so people they don't know who we are, or they think that we are bad people. And so they don't want to be assimilés. They don't want the other people to think that they are like us, you see? And so they are a little bit afraid to come with us and talk with us, because from the very beginning they start to talk with us. They are the same the same situation. They are bad people too. So they are afraid to talk with us, and this is a very big problem. But we are not bad people at all.
What is your goal with what you are doing?
My goal. This is always about humanity. My goal is to give the information. I would not say the truth, but a truth, one truth, another way to see what happened, and give the other informations, that the informations that people get on TV, for instance, for them to understand what is happening to us. And what is happening to us is scandalous, really, dangerous too. And this is dangerous for humanity, the whole humanity. And so this is what I want. I want to help people to understand it. This is my goal, to help people to understand it. And for this, I give informations. I allow people to talk about what they know, medicines, doctors, lawyers, and so on. And I make link between people. This is what I love to do, to make link between people in France and everywhere in the world. My goal is to inform people, to give information to people, to maybe to wake them up, because I do think that many of them are kind of hypnotized And with those medias, the press, TV, and all the same message all the time for 2 years and a half, and just some information that are just lies. And the government, they tell lies to people, and I do think that it's very important that people know it, so they can react. But now they don't react because they still think that everything is normal and everything is okay, and we do know that it's not true. So my purpose really is about humanity, as I said before. Really, we have a problem with our capacities to be human, and I cannot accept it. I cannot deal with it. It's no. I am a human, and I have feelings, and I am able to think by myself, and I am able to take my decisions, my own decisions, and to protect myself, my body, and children too. And what I do think is that maybe we will not see the end of all this scandal, but we must do something for the children. This is an emergency, really. It is. So that's what I do.
Yeah. How deep is the censorship, do you think? I mean,
but not enough. The censorship here in France is huge, and not only in France, Belgium, everywhere in the world there is a very, very big censorship. But for instance, for the president of France, Mr. Macron, it's not enough yet. You know, it's not enough because he wants now to develop laws to improve censorship about social network. Because he said last week on TV that this is the way we talk on the social network is against democracy. We do things against democracy. Yes.
Oh my God.
Yes.
I mean, how can people get along with? I mean, everyone should be out protesting against a thing like that.
No, they are sleeping. They are hypnotized. I'm serious. Sleeping, no, but they are hypnotized. This is, yes. They have been so frightened. You know, they said during 2 years that they were all going to die, and it was a very dangerous virus, and we will all die. And the people are just frightened. Really, they are afraid, and so it works. When people are afraid, they are ready to believe anything you want them to believe. You know. And so when we arrive, when we say, no, this is not true, it wasn't that dangerous, people they didn't receive any medicines, so of course they died. It's exactly the same situation with flu. If you don't receive any medicines or nothing, you die. Of course you do, you see. And when we say pay attention to the side effects or so and so on, some people get very, very mad at us, very mad, very aggressive. So it works very well. You know, you just push on this button, fear. You push on it, and it works. People are ready to believe anything. The government said on TV. We should all throw our TVs on the street, you know, on dishes. You know. We should all take our TV. I have no TV for 20 years or maybe more, but we should all take it and put them in the street, you know, throw it away, and say we don't want it anymore. You know, people pay for it, and they just lie to us all day long. You know,
they pay to get hypnotized.
Yes. They pay for it. They pay for it.
How big is the injections rate here in France?
How many people?
How many people?
They say, I think something like 85% of people are jabbed.
Is that the truth? Or?
I'm not too sure.
Oh.
I'm not too sure it's true, because I know that many people say I got the jabs, but it's not true.
So that's what I actually met a few people who even either bought a vaccine, injections injections, passport, or
Yes.
just came around it
Yes,
another
because
way?
that's all they want. People want to have the same life as they had before. So if they must be injected, jabbed, well, the problem is that it's not that they have to be jabbed. The problem is that they have a pass.
Yeah.
So if they can have the pass without being jabbed, it's okay for them, you know. I'm not jabbed, I have no pass. But that means that there are many things I cannot do now, and I couldn't do those 2 last years or 1.5. And I don't care about it really. If I cannot travel anymore, if I cannot go to hospital anymore, I don't care really. Well, this is it. But I do understand that people want to keep their life like it was before, you know. So some of them get the jab and some of them get the pass. It's not exactly the same.
Can you tell me about the day when it was worst here in France? Were you able to go out? Were you able to buy food? I mean...
Oh yes, yes. Because they said, the government said that there were essential commerce stores and non-essential stores. So we could always buy food and this, yes. But we needed to sign a paper to auto-attest that we could get out of our house. So when we wanted to go to the shop to get food, we had to sign paper to say, okay, I leave my house at 12 o'clock, well, I don't know, and I'm back at 4 p.m. because I went to the shop to get bread and everything. Well, and I signed my paper. And if the police stops me and say, okay, show me your attestation, I could show it. And so it was okay for them. If I didn't have any attestation, this paper signed by me, I had to pay something, you know, to the police.
But this is so unbelievable. In Sweden, we had a lot of people who actually said that they kind of begged to have your rules. They would do anything to have a lockdown, and they thought we did it the wrong way in Sweden.
No, you didn't. No, you did it the right way for sure.
Can you tell us about the history about the children in school who were?
Oh yeah. Yes, so you talked about the worst moment we had. What I talked about is a part of it. Another part of it was that the children had to wear all day long this mask, all day long, and some of them couldn't do it because they were sick with it, or the doctor said you cannot wear it all day long, and so doctor made a paper, said he cannot wear it all day long like this, and so. And so some teachers at school with small children, you know, 10 years old, 8 years old, something, they did, but I don't know how to say it in English, but they did, you know, they put the child in the place, in the classroom, yeah, alone, and
they made a circle.
They made a circle around the table of this child on the floor, like this, and say, you cannot get out of here and children cannot go to you. So he was alone in the classroom and he couldn't talk or play or interact with other children. It happened here in France. Here in France, teachers did it. You know, this is unbelievable, but it happened.
But it's really child abuse.
Yes, it is.
And
of course
it's
it is.
Like I mean, it's so sadistic.
Yes, it is.
It's a sick mind.
Yes. Yes. Mm-hmm.
Oh. It's so hard to
yes, what happened here is it never happened in the history of humanity. Never. Nothing like that happened before.
You also talked about the rate for the suicide.
Yes, there is an increasing of suicide of children here in France, 300%. 300%.
For children?
Children under 12 years old. Yes.
And I mean, this is numbers that we really don't hear about it.
And it's true. And psychologists, they see children that try to suicide, 6 years old. They never saw it before. Never. At 6 years old, children don't want to die, you see. But that happens now.
But with this, I mean, and it's so cruel because we are humans and we want to belong.
Yes.
And we want to belong. I mean, in a group, and especially when you're a child.
It's so hard.
It's so terrible.
Yes, it is. It is. And now they want to jab children. This is their goal now, to inject children with this poison. And we must do something for that, against it. We must react and inform people of the dangers. I think that there are now 11 millions of side effects that are declared. 11 million. And 70,000 of death declared after the jab. Yes. This is not usual, you see. It's not normal. We don't have to accept it, and we don't have to shut up about it. We must talk about it. And they also say that it's not true, but this is the truth. So and people say, well, it's just declaration. Maybe there is no link between the death and the jab, but it's always the same with the medicines. You know, when you declare you had a problem with the medicine, at the moment that you declare that you had a problem with the medicine, there is no link that was already made between the problem you have and the medicine. It's always that way that it works. And we never saw that many side effects declared that with this jab. It never happened before. So we don't have to jab to inject children with that. It's really dangerous.
And it goes against what we know. I mean, we know that children, they have a very good immune system.
Yes. And there is no danger for children with COVID. No danger. This is craziness, really.
Can you for yourself, can you see a change since I mean,
it's easier now to talk about all of this than before. Then 1 year ago you couldn't talk. We weren't free to talk about all of this 1 year at all 1 year ago. Now, for instance, if you go to a shop, you see, you're in the shop and you talk about all this situation with someone else. You can talk. You are free to talk. You know, loudly. You see, you don't have to talk like this. But 1 year ago, you had to talk like this because it was kind of dangerous. You know, to say just what you know about the situation. So this changed. I think yes, it did. And now also people are afraid about the war, and so they look somewhere else. And so there is an enter. You know, there is a way, a little way thin like this to talk to them about the COVID now. And some people get it now, not everybody, but some people get that something does not work with all this situation.
Yeah, because it's like it's fires everywhere now.
Yes, something does not work.
No,
and so I think
and people, I mean, even the government assume that the injections do not really work.
Yes, and some of them said it.
Yeah.
Yes.
So yes. I mean, I know it's not working as we said, but you still need to take one.
Yes, this is it.
And some people are really why? Most of them go along, but a lot of more people are starting to wake up. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and how many? How many do I have to take? How many? Well. Yes, some people start to understand. So the last question.
Yes.
Cécile, are you hopeful for the future?
Yes, as I said, I'm not really hopeful for our generation, but I am hopeful for the next generation. If we do something, if we act, if we have a reaction, but if we still sleep, I'm not hopeful. But if we wake up and react, then I'm hopeful for the next generation. I think we can change things deeply, really, we can do it. But we need to act now for them.
Thank you,
Thank
Cécile.
you.
I mean, for having me here in France and invite. Yeah.
You're very welcome. I'm really happy to meet you. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Thank you.
Bye-bye.